Hello everyone, my name is Becky. I'm with Sherm's Catering out of Wilmington, Delaware, and I'm stopping by to share some tips. Number one tip, budget. Make sure you have one, know what it is, know what you can afford. This will help you gauge what style venue you can have, what style caterer you can have, how much you can spend on photography, and if you want to go overboard with decorations. You want to set out with the budget from the beginning so that you don't set yourself up for an expectation that you can't achieve. Number two, be a taste tester. Always. Taste test all the things so that you come up with a menu that's perfect for you. You'll want to talk about spices, you'll want to talk about garnishes, you'll want to talk about sauces, and make sure it's a menu perfect for the two of you. Everyone else will enjoy what you've selected for them, but make sure you're most important when you're trying your food. Next, be sure to check references. Everyone has them. Everyone has reviews, written references. Just like if you're applying for a job, make sure you treat your wedding the same. Check references for all your vendors to make sure that it's always been a positive experience. And you can always request that from your vendors if you can't find it easily. If not, check the reviews. It's important. Ask your caterer about guaranteed numbers. What does that mean? Most caterers have a minimum guest count or guaranteed guest count. So for us, our minimum preferred is 100 guests, which means I might recommend you book at 100 guests minimum, although you're expecting 200. This will help determine your deposit. It'll also help you contract at a number you're comfortable with. You don't want to have to pay for guests that aren't coming. Next, dinnerware, china, fancy china. Make sure you talk about that when you're talking to your caterer to make sure the look you're going for is exactly what you're going to receive. Some have included upgrades, some don't, some you can rent, but make sure you find out if that's going to be an additional cost for you. Service is an important factor when choosing your caterer. We say service is better than our food, and our food is the best. That's because that's what you'll read on all of our reviews. Our customers love our service and our food even more. So make sure customer service is really important to the company that you choose to hire, because at the end of the day, they're going to service you well throughout the whole process, but on your big day, you want to make sure they service all of your guests just the same. Feed your vendors. We're hungry. We've been working for hours. Most catering companies will help you decide what they're going to feed them. We choose as a company to feed all of the vendors the same food that we're eating. So the same food that the staff is eating, the same food that your guests are eating, we're all eating it. We're not giving them a lunchbox, we're giving them the same food. It's great marketing for us, and it's also great to take care of all those that are taking care of our couple as well. Menu board, new trend. Make sure you know who's going to be doing the menu board. Will you be doing the menu board? Will your caterer? Will your decorator? On there, the things you want to include are vegetarian options, vegan options, if you have gluten-free options available, as well as any other major allergens. Leftovers. Know the policy for this from the beginning. It's definitely a question we're asked all the time, and we have certain standards as a company that we follow due to health and food guidelines, and we want to make sure our couples and guests know what that policy is. We do prefer to not have food waste, which is why we also feed our vendors the same food that your guests are eating. Decor. Make sure you know what's included and what's not. We're there to help serve the guests the food, but we do include linens. So you want to know that so you know it's not an extra added cost for you. Appetizers. Another huge question we get asked. How many appetizers is too many? Do you want the focus to be on the dinner or the appetizers? Is your cocktail hour 1 hour or is it longer? These are the kinds of things you want to think about, but don't overfeed your guests during cocktail hour, because then they won't want to eat the other food that you've provided. So be sure to check those things out as well. Lastly, communication is key. Make sure you communicate, and over communication, there's no such thing with your vendors. Make sure they're on the same page as you so that at the end, your vision is exactly what happens. We're not a magical wand, so we need to know your vision for it to be what exactly happens on your special day. We do our best to make sure every single detail is how you would expect it to be, and if not, you might not know about it until later. So be sure to choose the correct vendors, be sure to trust your vendors, and know that we do this with the best of intentions and the best heart for your special day. We hope you'll consider other caterers like us, and we hope you'll consider amazing venues, all the different vendors you need, and we just wanted to share some tips from us to you. Thank you.